all the ETFs get approved at the same time. BlackRock, VanEck, all the largest asset managers, they literally control, like if you add them all up collectively, over $100 trillion in assets under management, which is larger than most of the GDPs of the countries in this world. And I mean, the total addressable market being north of 700 trillion, we're talking about literally trillions of dollars being ushered into Bitcoin and the crypto market. Hence, ARK Invest's Cathie Wood's most recent prediction that $25 trillion is going to come ushering into the crypto sphere, which can send the Bitcoin price parabolic to $1.5 million per coin. So now let's break this down by Cathie Wood. Welcome to everyone in the live chat. Make sure to say hello, drop your comments, questions, and concerns, and at the end of the show, I'll be reading it all out loud. And of course, I greatly appreciate all the support, fam. ARK Invest CEO Cathie Wood is reportedly predicting a more than 2,100% increase in the total market cap of cryptos in less than 7 years. Send it. Let's go. In a new interview she just did with Benzinga, Wood says that financial institutions will likely start investing heavily into Bitcoin and other digital assets, driving up the total crypto market cap. She says that one catalyst for a flood of institutional investment would be the approval of a Bitcoin ETF, better known as exchange traded fund. We're not talking about futures. We're talking about spot, where they hold the underlying asset, fam. The chances of an ETF approval may be more likely after Grayscale's victory against the US SEC, which will force the regulator to reconsider the digital asset manager's app to turn its Bitcoin trust into an ETF, says Wood, quoting her here. If institutions want to move in, that's going to be a lot of incremental demand for not that much more incremental Bitcoin supply. The only way to do that is to bid the price up. And according to Benzinga, Wood predicts that the institutional investment would send the current $1.13 trillion market cap as high as $25 trillion by sometime in 2030, less than 7 years out, fam. And Bitcoin would comprise more than half of that total market cap. So she's virtually predicting 12.5 million plus out of that 25 trillion market cap is going to be in the King crypto alone. Now, the veteran investor says that ARK's base case for Bitcoin is the price of roughly $650,000 per BTC by the year 2030, and a more bullish case is that of double, roughly $1.5 million. Quoting her again, it is the first global private digital rules-based monetary system the world has ever known. That's a big idea. We think the total crypto asset market in 2030 will be valued at roughly $25 trillion. And again, she's claiming that more than half of that will be entered into Bitcoin. So let's freaking go. And now let's break down some more math specifically with her predictions on how she arrives at a $1.5 million Bitcoin price. Quoting her here, I really do believe that the SEC is going to lose the Grayscale case, and that's going to happen really soon. She nailed it because they obviously lost, so she is one smart cookie. She goes on to share it could happen, and it could happen quickly. As we know, the approval of Bitcoin ETFs could lead to increased demand. As many investors are aware, Bitcoin has a finite fixed limited supply of 21 million BTC with 19 million already mined. Quoting her again, if the institutions want to move in, that's going to be a lot of incremental demand for not that much more incremental supply. The institutions might not have a choice but to send the price of Bitcoin higher for ETFs for holding BTC. And she goes on to share the only way to do that is for the bid price to go up. And Wood is bullish on Bitcoin and said the leading crypto can hit a valuation of $1 million in the future. In fact, as I mentioned, her base case is above 600,000, and her bullish case is in fact roughly 1.5 million, 1.48 million to be exact when she breaks down her math. Now, Wednesday's ruling doesn't mean the SEC will approve the ETF. We have to keep that in mind, with the court stating the Grayscale app has to be reviewed. Quoting them here, the commission failed to adequately explain why it approved the listing of 2 Bitcoin futures ETPs, but not Grayscale's proposed Bitcoin ETP. In the absence of a coherent explanation, this, unlike regulatory treatment of the product, is unlawful, the ruling said. So there you have it. The SEC and their rulings are unlawful. You can thank No Clarity Gary for that. The ruling could mean that more Bitcoin ETFs, which are among the highly anticipated ETFs followed by several of the large players, could be nearing a launch date. And new to the ruling sent the price of Bitcoin, the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust, and Coinbase Global, which has been signed as a partner with many of the Bitcoin ETFs. They have filed applications so much higher. Coinbase has been pumping. The Grayscale Bitcoin Trust has been pumping. MicroStrategy has been pumping. So what are your thoughts surrounding Cathie Wood and her $25 trillion market cap prediction by the year 2030, with the Bitcoin price hovering above 1 million, potentially as high as $1.48 million per coin by this date within 7 years? Let me know your honest thoughts in the comments right down below.